What's up, everybody? All the ones that supported me for the introduction show, everybody who's now listening for the first time. This is Caution Real Radio. I am your host, Merchandise Eddie Stanley. You can call me Merchandise Eddie, whatever. I know last week I was talking about having gas and music and all that stuff, but you can't do what everybody else do. You can follow the show on Twitter at Caution Radio. I don't really know the Twitter thing. I'm not one of them hip young cats, but I will actually be able to do more. Today's show really was going to be a two-person show, but hey, things happen, life happens. You got to make it do. So I'm gonna make it do what it do. That's corny. My apologies, but guess what? You're gonna hear catchphrases like that. I don't know how long this show gonna be. Hopefully, time will permit where I can actually get this off to where I want it to be. But today's show, because it's one of them, is going to be the first segment or one of the segments you might hear. Why you mad, Stan? Yeah, I could do the whole little why you mad, bro, but no, why you mad, Stan? On that topic, I'm about to just rant. So sit back, grab a beer, grab water, grab whatever you need to grab, because like I told you, this show is controversial. This show is to get people to talk. This show is very, how do you say, straight to the point. My bad for the dramatic pause because I was thinking. But here we go. What I actually want to rant about is the one thing that we can do that pretty much other countries can't do, and that's rant about our country. I see so much out of my years on this earth. I done seen a lot of stuff happen. I done seen meltdowns. I done seen the city of Detroit go bankrupt. I done seen Columbine, the World Trade Center. I done seen friends die in wars that truly didn't make sense to me, but you got to defend the country. And I appreciate all those men and women that actually go out there and lay their life on the line for guys like me that I'm not even going to sit back and lie and say, I don't know if I could do it. But I do commend those who go out there and put their anus on the line every freaking day to give me the joys of actually breathing and here, being here. So that's first and foremost the shout outs to that. Is no matter what you do, if you a meter maid to the highest ranking official that's dealing with President Obama, I commend all y'all for doing that because I don't see myself doing it. I could never see myself doing it. Probably because some of the stuff y'all do, I don't think I will have the cojones to actually do it. Now, back to what I was saying. I myself am looking at how the world is starting to shape, and I'm not really an in-depth religious person that I need to be, but I am spiritual. But everybody want to talk about religion. I'm not gonna do that. I just thought about it of going no, because I don't want to offend people, because we do live in a world where you actually gotta have respect for everybody. Even when you hear some of the people that go, oh well, this person didn't give me respect, I am one of them. But then I realize at the end of the day, just because they don't give you respect, it beats, instead of warring with the person going, well, this person don't give me respect, so I ain't gonna respect them. It's a lot easier to say, you know what, fine then, you don't respect me, I'm just gonna get out your face. And this is the point I'm trying to make of all the internet bullies and all the stuff. Oh my gosh, oh, this is blah blah blah, this person is, look, let's face it, the world that we live in now, or I ain't even gonna say the world, the country that we live in now is so wussified where I'm not even gonna lie. Certain people's kids get kids get medals for coming in second place, third place. Your team could suck, but guess what? You get a participation ribbon. Why? Because we don't want our kids to feel left out. When I was growing up, and yeah, it's gonna make me sound old, but when I was growing up, either you was good at what you did, or just didn't you didn't add up. I mean, my thing is, I guess with me growing up in the time that I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, late 90s to the 2000s, I seen a lot of things change where most people can't handle criticism. Most parents is telling their kids that they're special, which every parent needs to tell their kid that they special. But you also need to be a parent to tell your kid that, hey, this person may be better than you at this, but you probably have qualities this. I done dealt with being bullied. I done dealt with a lot of things. Did it make me a stronger person? Maybe. But the way I look at things of going, I look at how our country is doing stuff and is backwards where, don't get me wrong, I know I probably can't do a better job. I'm just a voice. Just like the people that's going to be on the show that you hear are just going to be a voice. But needless to say, with that, even with that, you can be a voice and you can also try to help a cause to make things right. Like, I'm not gonna do stuff just despite of going, oh my gosh, well, I want to be politically correct. If you looking for a show that's politically correct, go ahead. Have fun with that. You can do that. I'm not dealing with the PC crap because the PC stuff is just telling people you can't truly say what you really feel because, hey, let's face it, you go hurt somebody's feelings. Well, guess what? That's life. Your feelings get hurt. When you grow up from being a child, I think I got the best advice of all by the woman that was the head of my household when she told me, guess what? Enjoy being a kid because when you turn 18 and grow up, life sucks. Most parents is scared to tell their kids that because they don't know if their kid can handle that type of pressure. Well, guess what? You don't know unless you tell them. I'm not knocking nobody's parenting skills. Everybody has a right to be the parent that they want to be. But my thing is, I'm steady looking at how everything is changing. And I know I jumped off topic talking about parents when I was supposed to be talking about the economy and everything that's going on. My thing is, yeah, it starts with the parents first. It really starts with us first. And yes, I am a parent. Like, it start with us first where you truly need to actually have patience for your kid. You need to hear your kid. Instead of fighting the wars on video games, rap music, movies, all the crap that you focus on, you need to be a parent first. Granted, I know the world make it very hard for you to be a parent. Cause when I grew up, it was one of them. Oh yeah, you could have a parent in the household where another parent worked. Yeah, times done changed. Cost of living done went up. Why? I have no idea. I'm not gonna sit here and try to bring up facts and all that stuff. When that time comes, I will. But like I said, this is my own opinion. This is me just ranting. And with me being a ranter, I look at some of the issues of going, maybe if you ask your kid, how was your day at school? How was this? Oh, well, little Johnny picked on you. Oh, little Johnny pushed you down the stairs. Little Sally put gum in your hair. Yeah, is truly one of them. That's why I feel in certain cases where the country actually stopped giving to the mental funds, you have these kids growing up going, don't know how to really express their feelings or talk to anybody, where in my day you could actually go talk to just a regular counselor that will actually sit down with you and say, what's going on? Okay, how's your life treating you? Okay, what's going on in the household? What is this? It's like we stop asking questions of kids that pretty much have something in their head of going, you know what? Nobody's listening to me, so I need to go out here and take somebody else's kid. Or why is my kid always getting called to the office for bullying another kid? Not yelling at them of going, well, why are you doing this? You taking time out of my busy schedule. Kids do things because they want to know you're listening. That's basically what it boils down to. So all this stuff that's going on with the country, where I heard since Sandy Brook, there's been 74 incidents of shootings at schools. It's probably more. I should have did research, but guess what? It's my rant. I can do what I want to and say whatever I feel. Yes, I can deal with the consequences because I'm a big boy. I could probably done turn people saying, well, I don't even want to hear this clown no more because what is he talking about? But I'm looking at this country of going, okay, what is truly going on? Because we have massive shootings where you get desensitized to it. You just, when you look at the news, and go, ooh, what area is this? Okay, well, it ain't my area, so I'm not going to be concerned until it happened. Well, guess what? It was a TV show where a main character that used to say a catchphrase, because I don't have legal mentation to say it, where he bust out and told his mom, hey, I thought, he was like, how did this happen to me? I thought this happened to other people. Well, guess what? When she looked at him and said, well, you are other people to other people. And if you really want to know the show, it was based in the projects. I want to say New York, Chicago, somewhere. I don't know. I never really got into it. But how's a way? It was called, if you switch it around, I'll say bad, which the opposite of bad is what? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And, well, you know what? Clock. And what do a clock tell? So if you really want to know, look up that little clip. You know, shouts out to that. Also, like I said, I truly don't get where this country going for. Even when I heard on the radio by somebody when they said they had a good idea, I don't understand how prisoners, and no offense to them, but they live better than the people I shout out at the beginning of this show. Veterans come home to what? Nothing. They pretty much get looked upon. It's like, thank you for serving the country. Thank you for making us safe. I'm sorry about your leg, but you need to go make ends meet for the family that you left at home, because after a while, the government stopped paying for you to be here. I could be wrong. I should have did facts, but just like I told you, this is just me ranting and tell you why I'm mad. I'm really mad about that, of going that people in prison have a better life in prison than the vets do when they come home. What is wrong with that? We have people fighting for causes that, to me, some of them don't make sense. Some of them do. One of the causes that don't make sense is, okay, you want to fight for animal rights, but you really need to fight for getting drunk drivers off the road. Because, okay, yeah, animals, I love animals. I am a proud owner of animals, but I'm not holding animals more value than a human life. If I had to have a choice, like, really think about it. If you had the choice of running in and saving an elderly man from a fire, or running in and saving his dog, what would you actually run in and do? Or just like everybody else, you probably won't even run in because you'll be terrified. Bad analogy, but hey, it is what it is. You get what I'm saying. I don't understand on how this world truly made it where you value stuff that pretty much really isn't important. Like people fighting, going, oh my gosh, he's gay, we shouldn't accept him. Well, I hate to say it, and people hate when I use comparisons. Well, I hate to say it, isn't that what Caucasians did to black males and black people back in the day? All they did was just change the race and made the gender of going, hey, here it go. My whole problem with that is Bible thumpers, and no offense to y'all, but Bible thumpers, that's the only thing y'all got to fall back on. My thing is, even with y'all saying that, y'all really don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. The only two people that truly may know what's going on, and here's when I talk about it, is God, Allah, or whatever you worship, and that's the only people that know. Nobody really knows. My thing is, you're fighting over a cause that's, to me, pointless. That's why I tell people, like back in the day, the hardest thing you could be was black. Now the hardest thing you could be is black and gay, or Caucasian and gay, Asian and gay, anything. Do I have opinions about that? Yes. That's the same thing with transgenders. I can sit here and say, okay, well, this is this. I have my opinions, and no offense to one of my people that's one. They don't gotta argue with me. Do I feel what they doing is right? Who am I to say? It's not my place. It's truly one of them, the causes that everybody fight for, to me, is pointless when the major cause that you need to fight for is stopping the violence between youth, stopping all the stuff of going, hey, you need, just because you did something, even with this episode, I know I'm going to get criticism out the wazoo of who put you in charge, what makes you're stupid, maybe you're gay, maybe this, ha 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 ha. It doesn't matter to me, because like I told you, this show is to promote people to talk about the issues that everybody is scared to talk about. Why? Because everybody wants to live in this PC world. Well, guess what? There's no such thing as a PC world. Everybody is judged by what they do. Everybody is judged by their gender. Everybody is judged by their race. You can sit here and listen to me and say, hey, I'm not a racist. Guess what? If you can actually count how many white or black or whatever friends of any race that you have, guess what? You're borderline racist. Everybody. My thing is, I'm not going to sit here. My boy, look, one of my boys that's going to eventually be on the show, my boy Money. Guess what? Me and him are ebony and ivory. But I'm pretty sure if he didn't know me and he saw me walking down the street, then guess what? He's going to look at me and go, okay, well, I'm going to respect this man, but I don't know what he's going to do. Also, sorry, I just need to take a drink of water. 19 minutes of talking, I'll do that to you. Also, is like everybody is one of them things of the wars that we fighting, to me, are truly pointless. I truly look at this world as going, I see why people say life sucks, because honestly, the things you say supposed to have consequences. My thing is, certain people don't have the balls to actually deal with the consequences. Me, hey, I'll deal with the consequences when they come. Hopefully, it's not bad where they go, okay, well, you need to shut down. What you're talking is propaganda, and you're trying to stir stuff. I will bring people that will probably hate me and all that stuff. like I said, the reason why I cover up is because a stranger could see me on the street, have a different opinion. I could be with my kids. Guess what? That person could easily say, well, I want this person to cease to exist. Why? Because they probably disagree with what I say. And I have no problem with anybody who disagrees with what I say. I have no problem with anything. My whole problem is everybody is so quick to fight wars that are pointless. Everybody wants to blame other people for other things when technically you need to blame yourself. It's truly one of them things of somewhere you went wrong, either as a parent, as a model human being, where you need to look in the mirror and go, what am I planning on doing to change? The first thing with me, I plan on doing to change is I'm not listening to all this PC crap of going, you shouldn't feel a certain way. This is the land of the free, but technically you can't say what you feel because you might offend somebody when, to me, the biggest word in the English dictionary that's a joke is I'm sorry. Sorry is the biggest one. That's why I try not to say sorry. If I really mean, if I feel bad about something I did, I apologize. I don't say sorry because to me, saying sorry is get out my face. I don't want to deal with that. Even when certain people get up there and go, well, I'm sorry, this would never happen again. You're a liar. You're a liar. Because first off, you should never say never because you don't know what life might do. Also, some people can look at that word and say sorry is truly a word that I mean deep down inside. I myself, you tell me you're sorry, that just means that you want me out your face. And that's my opinion. That's always going to be my opinion. And there's nothing that's going to change that. I'm about to start wrapping this up pretty soon. Hopefully, people listen to this rant. Hopefully you had you a nice glass of beer, cup of wine, whatever. And I know I said that anus backwards, but that's what the attempt was going to be. I can leave with this. What are you planning on doing with your life today? How are you planning on changing the world a little bit? Not necessarily all the time, but what are you planning on doing different? If you see a kid that's out there where you see something's going on, are you gonna actually say, hey, let me talk to this kid? Because it is something that I did learn that was so positive to me was if children are our future, we shouldn't coddle them like we really shouldn't coddle them to not be able to handle the world when they turn 18 or when they turn teenager. Get into your kid's life. I understand bills and your job demand so much, but you really need to take time out for your kid instead of showing your kid that materialistic things are more important than spending time with them. Honestly, myself, I can sit here and say I'm a selfish person. I am a selfish person, but sometimes you need to stop thinking about yourself and see what's going on with your kids. Because maybe if you see what's going on with your kids and talk to your kids, and that means, and I'm not directly towards any type of race, I'm talking to all races, all walks of life, even my homosexual community that might actually listen to this, even if they adopt kids, listen to them kids because apparently somewhere along the lines you're going to be answering questions about your kid doing something terribly wrong that you're going to be questioning the rest of your life about. That's the one thing I am glad that I was raised the way I was, where, yes, my mom was the strongest person that I knew. Even when she showed sign of weakness, she was still the strongest person I knew. Same thing with my grandmother. My father, the same way. Because even with his hardships, he showed me what it was like to be in situations where I knew I never wanted to be in. Be a parent. If you be a parent, then guess what? You won't have to rant. Like, you won't have to deal with the factor of how this country is starting to go, where y'all are fighting over causes that doesn't matter. Oh my gosh, it's too much violence on TV. My kid go see this and actually turn away, or actually going to try to do that. Well, guess what? If you shelter them from it and not sit down and explain the stuff that's going on in certain horror movies, in certain video games, in music, then guess what? Your kid go think this is the way. Also with young females of going teen pregnancy and all that stuff. Guess what? If you try to steer them away from it, then you would have situations where you will be a grandparent long before you want to, which means that your kid is raising a kid when you know your kid is not old enough to raise that kid, because they're still a kid themselves. It only takes a little time to be a parent. That's why I commend all those who decide to fight the war to raise their kids to be better than them. I tell my oldest son every day, Daddy, I want to be like you. No, you want to be better than me. Because being like me, when you grow up, you'll have to deal with the struggles and all that stuff. Be better than me. Put yourself in the situation to be better than me. And the reason why I do that is because my parent told me the same thing. I wouldn't be who I am where I have a voice where I don't see everything in black and white. Was it wrong for my parent to actually take me to go see Nightmare on Elm Street, the very first one, at the drive-in at 12 o'clock at night? Now they can say, oh, well, what parent would do that? My parent did it. But guess what? When I started getting scared, my parent held me and told me, this isn't real. What? This isn't real. This is just a movie, which means that you don't have nothing to be scared about. Wow, really? That's how she fought the movie industry and all this stuff instead of parental guidance. That's how she did it. By just sitting there and explaining stuff to me, even with video games. Ooh, Mortal Kombat. Oh, this dude just ripped off this person's head. Son, you know you can't do that in real life. You can only do it on the video game, so don't even try, because if you try, you will end up going to prison. Now, oh my God, you just can't play it. Kids actually pay attention to what you do. If you constantly shelter your kid by fighting a war that you shouldn't be fighting, instead of actually asking your kid or talking with your kid or telling your kid, then guess what your kid go do? Well, my mom and dad never told me about this, so I'm gonna try it. Oh, I'm gonna try to do this. Ooh, this seems fun. Oh, let me do this. My thing is, for this country to heal, honestly, everybody need to start taking responsibilities for what they do. Deal with the consequences of your actions. And just know that anybody can do anything at any time to make somebody mad, offend, or whatever. But it takes a real person to actually sit down and have a conversation with a person instead of and asking them why they're different, why are they this, why are they that. Because it may surprise you of the information that you might get if you just show a little patience, stop running after causes that really doesn't matter, and maybe if you tell your kids that you may not be good at this but you might be good at that and let them explore, you might not have all the situations of kids being bullied and going to shoot and kill and limit their stuff on Facebook, on social media networks, and all that stuff. Like always, this is the Merchandise Eddie Stanley. This was Why You Mad Stan. Next week, I don't really want to preview because I really don't know. But tune in next week. It might be a guest host. It might be a debate. It might be whatever. But for all those that support me, go ahead. You can also follow me on the Caution Real Radio YouTube page. You can also follow on Twitter now. Next week we might have Facebook. We're planning on taking over social media. And on that note, I have to be out of here because I gotta be at work. So holla at y'all next week. Have fun and just think about what I said. Merchandise out.